Hey guys, it's Fayon here. Today I've got a little game for you to play along with me. It's called Plastiques, and it's something that I picked up from a previous guest, a podcast guest of mine. His name is Daniel Lucchini, good friend of mine who comes from Sydney. And Plastiques is a powerful tool that I have been using to explore my movement capacity. And it's very powerful because when you change the rules of the game and also the intention of how you play the game, it can really transform the way that you express your movement. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I think that it explains a lot about movement practice in this one tool. And so I wanted to present it in this follow along format. So we'll come over here. And you can do this along with me. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna be standing at first. And you're gonna pick a point on your body. Let's say we'll start with this right shoulder. And whilst keeping your feet fixed, that's the rule of the game, what you're going to do is you're then going to explore how you can move your shoulder around in space. So just like this, you can just start moving around, finding where it can go in space. Still keeping your feet fixed. See how low you can go. See how high you can go. How much to the side you can go before falling over. And so with this basic rule, we can pick different points of our body and explore how we can move. So for a second point of our body, let's say we can choose the left side of our hip, and now we can do the same thing. Whilst keeping our feet fixed, what happens and how can we move? So you can keep your hand on your hip if you want to bring more awareness to it, or you can just be free. Go down in the squat, come over to the left, to the right, forward, backward. And so you can keep on playing around with this idea, picking different points of the body, whilst if you were to choose a rule, you can keep your feet fixed. Now, how we can change this is we can choose a different rule. So maybe I say, I'm just going to keep awareness on a point like my right elbow, but now my feet, I can move them. Or maybe I have to stand on one leg, and that's the different rule. So you could play around with that, and you could choose your right elbow and then see where and how can I move? In what way can I move while still keeping awareness on this right elbow? You know, you can extend the arm, take it in still, just keeping awareness on this right elbow while staying balanced on one leg, seeing where you can move before maybe you break that rule and fall over. So with this simple task, you can start playing with different rules or boundaries that you can come up with yourself, such as feet fixed, feet free, 1 foot balance, or even maybe you have to stay in a squatted low gate position whilst still doing the movement. And so with this concept, you can really start exploring your capacity to move under these different containers or rules. Otherwise, another thing you can also do is you can change your intention of why you are doing this task as well. And this is a very powerful idea. So what do I mean by that? Using this same rule that we were using before, just staying feet fixed and picking my elbow. maybe my intention is I just want to check in and see how my body is feeling today. And so maybe I've gotten up in the morning, it's early in the morning, you know, rubbing my eyes, just want to check in, just do some light movement. So my expression of movement might look just soft, just exploring how I'm feeling today, you know, nothing crazy. Otherwise, if you were to change your intention and be like, okay, I really want to test out my elbow. I want to see how can I strengthen my elbow, maybe in a dynamic sort of way. So maybe it might end up looking, you know, like this, more throwing movements. And so with that change of intention, suddenly the expression of your movement can become radically different. So with this task, you can now start playing around with not only different points of awareness on your body, and then, or you can be aware of your whole body, and then you can also play around with different rules you place on yourself, different restrictions, and then you can also play with different intentions, and that will all result in different expressions of how you choose to move. So I've really enjoyed playing around with this game with those 3 variables, which you can keep on playing around with to infinite sort of end. I think it's very powerful. Let me know how you guys go, guys. If you have any questions, just comment in the section below. Otherwise, you can always get in touch on thepassivehang.com, jump into the forum there, or reach out to me on Instagram as well, @FayonP, and I'll be happy to help.